Here we are, video number 3. I'm sure you guys guessed the right tank. This time we're on Westfield. This time I get stuck in a tier 7 and 6 match with a couple 5s thrown in. You guys noticed how I just kind of scroll around here in the first part? It's because I like to just kind of look at the tanks and just kind of take a look at the modeling of the tanks. Especially when I put the graphic settings on a little bit higher than they probably should be. I just like to enjoy how nice everything looks. In this match here, I decided to be one of the odd men out and go up this southern hill, while the rest of my team decides to go to the usual combating point, which is the main hilltop, which is pretty much the whole area from F1 to F6 and up. I like to use the bushes over on this hill, just because it's good for doing some sniping. Looks like that a couple heavy tanks decided to push down south, which, in my opinion, isn't really that good of an idea. Typically, I would rather have the medium tanks and the light tanks tackle the southern flank than sacrifice a couple heavy tanks to go down there. As you're gonna see here, or if you've already seen it, pretty much every single one of the enemy's heavy tanks are already pushing through. Just trying to do a little bit of sniping, seeing if anything pops up here. When this nice little guy over here, the VK301D, decides to push up and around. Trying to get a good shot on him. But there's the slope. Down there we got the Panzer IV-S. It's the premium Panzer IV that you can pick up. I really don't care for those. It has the old upgraded turret that the Panzer IV used to have before they gave it the awesome new one. Plus it looks like they strapped some chain link fence onto the sides. Here I managed to get a nice shot in on that T-20. Another thing that I like about going to this side is when you get to the point where you can start doing the advance along here, just feels like there's a lot more fast-paced action going on in this flank. Probably because of all the hills, so that you're actually moving at a decent speed. At this point I'm just getting a little upset that I'm not able to really hit that Panzer M10. Got a nice fire on that guy and finish him off. Here, going after some light tanks here. The T-21 is going in after our Shafty here. Managed to finish this guy off, but not fast enough to be able to catch him from killing our Shafty. Here I'm just waiting for myself to cloak again. Wait for that T-20 to pop out of hiding. Fortunately, that T-20 is in the mood for moving, so I have to move up a little bit here, and KV-1 managed to get the kill. Though I bet if the KV-1 didn't get his round there first, I probably would have ended up with the kill. Either way, he's dead. One less gun to worry about. Now the only two guys we have left are up on the hill. As you guys are going to notice here, this Nathaniel 2G, this guy is going to, if you look at his comments, he's a real piece of work. I looked up his stats after the battle. Not to be, well, not to be rude or anything, but this guy doesn't have enough experience under his belt, in my opinion, to be giving these kind of opinions out. Here I'm pushing. I checked. Sorry, I saw that the IS was pushing for our base, so I made sure to go there first, try and deal with him. Which I managed to do most damage to him before KV-1 gets the kill. This Nathaniel person, he's yelling at our M6 who's trying to deal with the T-25-2. My guess is the M6 is probably see his corpse up here. Yeah, he tried going over the hill after the T-25-2, which that was a bad idea. Here I'm waiting for the T-25-2 to come out, because I figure if I can just use a hull down, because the turret on the Cheeto's thicker than the body, then I'd be able to bounce a shot maybe off of him. And this guy, he keeps yelling at me to get out of the field, even though contact's already been broken off from him. Just so you guys know, I've played with medium tanks for a long time now. I know how to do this flanking maneuvers. And I decided to tell him to back off a little bit, but he seems to think otherwise. This guy thinks he's the big honcho. It's really kind of sad when you get these kind of players. And this, what he wrote down here, is why I looked up his profile. Oh, that was bounce. There's another bounce. I was doing some quick shooting here. Just kind of shooting from third person. As we get down here, you're gonna. This is a pretty neat part here. I like this. This guy just had no chance here. Boom. It's at this point where I proceed to pretty much tell Nathan to stuff it. If you noticed, he's gone completely quiet at this point. And that was a nice replay. I decided to end with this one a little bit better than the last two. Very nice flanking on my part here. And our team for the most part did okay. We did decently. It was a pretty fair match either way. So overall it was pretty good. Except for Nate. He was just being a complete jerk off.